Boom, we are live. Friday evening. Hope everybody is well, staying safe, behaving themselves, wearing masks, god damn it. This is a great one, guys. So people might have seen last year we went to Quebec City for a little bit when the COVID cases were super low. And we checked out a bunch of places, and one place we regretfully did not get is the brewery we're speaking to tonight. So this is the next best thing, and making sure we're sitting down with them and getting the full story and enjoying some beers. So this is going to be great. Quebec City is one of our new favorite places in the province, man. It's phenomenal. So I am super excited for this. So this is episode 55, I think. Okay. What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 55 of Beer Not Just the Podcast Adjunct Series Quarantine Edition. This evening, we are we're bringing Quebec City to you guys. So we went out there last year, and this particular brewery is one place we did not get to, but we are making up for that with the podcast. This evening, I have, where is my thing? There it is. I have JC and Antoine from La Souche. Guys, there we go. Welcome. How you boys doing?
Hi.
You good?
Very good. How are you?
Chilling, man. Happy to have you guys here. Very excited. Appreciate your time. Long time coming. I swear I remember people raving about you guys at, it just hit me now, at BSS Saveur, the Chambly Festival here in Quebec.
Yep.
Years ago.
Been there for a couple of years.
Yeah. You guys were always there, and I remember people telling me, just friends in the industry when we first started the podcast. I just remembered all this now, and I remember them losing their minds. I want to say it must have been 2016, 2015 or something. Were you guys around then? Or?
Yeah, I think the first year was in 2015. Exactly.
2015. Okay, that's probably when it was. So you guys have really carved a great rep for yourselves here in Quebec. So I'm super excited to get into the beers and get the full story. So speaking of that, we are gonna start with this bad boy here. How do you say it properly? So Loup Des Saules. You don't pronounce the P.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
I'm pretty French.
Loup Des Saules,
Loup,
yeah.
Loup Des Saules.
Loup Des Saules.
So it means wolf of something.
What is it exactly, Antoine? Do you remember?
Christ.
It's the first name. It's the first name of hops. At the first time when the guy discovered hops in the forest.
Okay.
That's how he called it. So it's like willow wolf or something like that.
Willow, exactly.
Willow. Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's really cool can art, by the way. Check that shit out, guys. So this is a 6.5% IPA. It's got you got some the Brussels. You got a gold medal in the Brussels Beer Challenge.
Yeah, the best NEIPA.
Yo.
2010. Yeah.
Good on 2020 even. Good on you, man. Congrats, guys. That's huge.
Yeah.
The hop bill in this is amazing. Amarillo, Citra Mosaic, and Simcoe. Cannot go wrong. I had this the other night. Luckily, I don't normally get to try the beers always before the podcast, but I made sure I tried this one. I was super impressed. It was really. I can take a photo. Yeah, it was. Yeah, tell me about the beer. It's a big tropical fruity gem of a thing.
Yeah, it's very, very fruity, exactly like any NEIPA you could go to.
Yes, sir.
Go with. But the difference we tried to make is to add a bit of resin in it. I don't know if I say it right, but yeah, okay, so resin.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
Thanks.
Look at that head, my God. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I was just telling
Very happy to
Antoine,
be here.
I've been sober for the past 5 weeks because of the new baby. So now, yeah.
Now it's time.
Now it's time to go.
I love it. Well, congrats on the new edition, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm glad to be enjoying the first beers with you boys for this. This is great. Yeah, so it is. I noticed that it did have a bit of a piney, resinous kind of vibe to it in the back end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have the right words. Piney resinous.
Yeah. Which is, I know it's like a touch dank. You got resin. Is feuille, and resina means leafy and resiny. The second last line on the can there. I'm so sorry, my French is horrendous. Pointe d'arôme feuille. I know feuille is leaf. I've never seen that word before.
I don't know where you.
On the can.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the can. Yeah, it's dans les fruités juteux, pointés d'arômes feuillus et
For
résineux.
yeah. For you would mean
For
piney.
you,
Yeah, kind of.
piney.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, that means piney. Ah, man, I'm learning
yeah,
French now. Hell
kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah, I really appreciate that about a New England. I feel like it's only a touch though. It's not like over the top. Um, it's a, nice and subtle addition to a beautiful tropical fruit bouquet. I guess lots of mango and pineapple and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think at
I
first
think
we were not big fans of Northeast IPA.
Okay.
We thought maybe it was too sweet, so it took a while for us to start brewing this style. The brewer that was at the brew pub back then liked it and wanted to do it. So we said, okay, let's go. Let's try to create one. So that's why we started we've tried to create a beer, a NEIPA that was a little bit not too sweet and a little bit resinous. That's because that's what we like about IPA. So
I
Yeah.
like that. It's definitely
A little
not too
bit.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Antoine.
Like, I just wanted to say, like, this NEIPA is, to our taste, a very good one. So we can drink it. Like me, I'm not a very good fan of NEIPA, and this one I can drink it like easily. So
Right. No, it's got that nice like
yeah.
East meets West thing going on. You're definitely right. It's not very sweet at all, which a lot of New England's are, which is a great point. So it's like it's a really interesting take on it. It's I quite like, and obviously the good folks at the Brussels Beer Challenge, mate, thought that was pretty damn good. I love that.
Yeah.
Beer Nobozo is commenting. Shouts, brother. He just says 2010. No, it was 2020. And there's got to be some Chinook going on. There was no Chinook in this, which is actually
No, not even.
So you guys managed to get. I don't know if this is. I never really thought about this. You've got piney and resiny notes in this beer, and all the hops that you've used are known for being very bright and tropical and aromatic. How does that work?
Well, to my guess, it's the Simcoe that does it. I don't think neither Amarillo, Citra, or Mosaic can induce this, but
that makes sense.
My guess is simple. Yeah.
I remember having a Simcoe single hop beer recently, and I don't think I've ever really had one before. And wherever I had it, I remember talking to someone about it, and they were pointing out to me that there was a bunch of elements like that. You're exactly right. I think that's really where it was from. And it's not like something you associate with Simcoe. When I think of that, I think of like big tropical fruit and stuff, citrus and things.
Well, it is, but it has a strong backbone. Wow. Of resinous,
which is dope. I love it. Now, this is a great beer, guys. It's a great one to start with. So, on that note, I want to get the history because, like I said, you guys are one brewery I've been hearing a lot about over the years. I've tried bits and pieces of your stuff when I've had an opportunity to get it, but I don't really know the full story. So, I want to get both of your individual beer histories, like how you got into beer and how that led to you getting in the industry. And then I'd love to get the story of La Souche and how the brewery came about. So whoever wants to start can go first, right?
Go ahead, Antoine.
Okay, no problem. So I am the founder of La Souche. It was in 2012. Yeah, we opened in 2012.
Wow.
So that's 9 years now. We opened a brew pub in Limoilou. It's about 150 seats. And we started the brew pub with like 3 or 4 tanks, and we had to update fairly quickly. The demand was there, and I was the only brewer at the time for a couple of years. So I'm in my own experimentation, and I didn't have a big background. Like I only had homebrewed for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I was fairly recent in the industry actually. So we just experimented a lot of beers, sours, IPAs. There were no NEIPAs at the time.
Yeah.
We were still brewing like West Coast, classic West Coast was my favorite style. So we had a couple receipts, and 4 years after that, I had a new partner. in the business,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided to upscale and then to maybe can and distribute our products.
Nice.
So we started to look around, and we decided on Stoneham, which is about 15 to 20 k's north of Quebec. And we found our spot, and we started the plans and everything. We decided to go with another pub, so a second pub with the factory just behind it.
Nice.
So it's a big building all in one, and there we have a bigger capacity, and we are now at 6,000 hectoliters per year.
Nice.
Yeah, and still growing. We should double that in a couple of years. So that's the whole picture for now. And we are growing hops. We have a big garden for the kitchen. We just opened our sugar shack. We have a small I don't know how to say this. It's a maple forest. So
that works.
Yeah, we get the sap, and then we boil it, and we make our sugar. So this is what we want to do, like live our space, our town, the territory, get the taste of it.
That's so cool. Yeah, Jean-Benoit was telling me about the maple thing the day he came by with these beers. He was telling me that you guys were just packaging the maple up, which is so awesome. That's super cool, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's right now. They were boiling today again, and it's very fun. It smells very good.
Yeah,
and we have the opportunity to test the local flora, the microorganisms that we could get from this also. So we'll try a couple tricks and see what we can get out of this.
That's great, man. Pretty much an obvious question, but I imagine you guys are brewing a lot with the maple and maple products, like whether it's the sap or the water and stuff.
Not a lot. We have a couple products. There is one we do yearly, but only at the pub. It's 100% maple water beer. So we use maple water or sap. I don't know what's the real name, but like all the steps, and we change the yeast each year. So it's just like a new addition, and we do 2 strong beers, like Imperial Stout with maple syrup, and the Wee Heavy, like a strong Scotch ale with maple syrup also.
That's awesome.
We do that maybe once or twice a year.
Okay, so not over. It's not like a maple extravaganza out there.
No.
Not quite. Okay,
we don't have that much maple syrup.
That's fair enough. Thanks, man. JC, talk to me, brother. What's your story?
Yeah, so I've been with La Souche for the past 3 years. Before that, I had a marketing background, so I did a master degree in communication and marketing.
Nice.
I've been working in this industry for 5 years, and then I thought I said, okay, it's enough. So I want to do something else. I was just bored to be behind a computer all day long.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something a bit more physical, and I was a big a craft beer fan. So I've been reading about the industry and all that, and obviously drinking and tasting different beers for maybe since 2012, something like that. And then I decided to go back to school. So there's a kind of new program in Quebec. It's in Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean in Jonquière. So it's a 5 months program, and then it's like a technical brewer formation, if you will.
Okay.
I went back to school, did this, and then I had to find somewhere to do my internship. And so I contacted Antoine and said, "Hey, would you be interested in somebody like me?" And I was surprised he said yes. So right after when my formation was done, I've been there for the internship, and then I've been there for the past 3 years. So I guess I'm doing something not that bad.
And
not that bad.
Not that bad at all, man. So your position now, you've worked. While you were changing your computer, I was talking to Antoine. So you went from the marketing, and you've worked your way up, like the assistant brewer, and now you're a supervisor. You've sort of like climbed the ranks a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So first summer, it was pretty much I was on the bottling line, so we were doing like we were bottling maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and it was all manual. So I kind of had to supervise all the the people who was coming to help us. So yeah, doing a lot of bottling, and then start to work a little bit on the brewing system. Then we got our new canning equipment. So I was in charge at first to make sure brew something different there. So small batch experimentation, stuff like that. And now, as you said, I'm kind of a supervisor of the brewing team. So yeah,
Nice.
pretty much climbed a step for the past 3 years.
Hey, the boss man out there. I love it. Not quite, but maybe. As there, you started, like you said, in 2012. I mean, that's a really interesting journey when your brewery's 9 years old. You've seen a lot of changes in the industry and the trends and all that type of stuff. Like, how was that for you guys, seeing that change, and also being in the unique market of Quebec City? Like, how was that experience, and how did that affect your brewery with the type of styles you make and what the scene wanted out there and things like that?
I would say I was not that surprised about it ahead of us. Yeah, so we saw it coming. So we did get influenced by these styles, like I would say the Heady Tupper, or we went to see Sean at Hill Farmstead, and we tried a couple of things like that. We were inspired. So we were already jungling with these things when they were coming up here. So like the sour beers, also I don't remember the style of the is it the East Coast, the Heady Topper?
Oh, Vermont IPA.
Yeah, okay, Vermont IPA, that's it. So yeah, we had already tried one of these, and we really liked the style. So and it was coming in Montreal, and some were the first to do it, and then there was the NEIPA style. And so no, it's just very fun to see this effervescence.
Yeah,
I don't know if this
that works. Yeah, that's exactly the word. It's a good word. That's a great.
And
word.
I think also, like with the brew pub in Limoilou, we've got the opportunity to brew so much. So pretty much brew 3 to 4 times a week, every week for the past 9 years. So multiply that. So we brewed more than 300 recipes, So
yeah.
we can like do some cherry picking in those recipes, the one that worked really well, and we can do it on the big system in Stoneham and distribute it all around Quebec. So that's something that's really interesting in our business model, if you will. So we can do a lot of experimentation on kind of a, if you will, mid-size scale brewing system. So in Limoilou, we're brewing 500 liters batch, and in Stoneham, we have a 2,000 liter system.
Much
so
bigger.
We can upscale it. Yeah. So I think it's something that helped us like to keep on with the flow with the new style.
And then having the production facility so you can test stuff out and see what sticks, and maybe you can do things that it's less risk. If you do something that's a little more crazy, it's only 500 liters. It'll move through the pub, so it's not a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have like a response from the pub sale in Stoneham.
Right. So with your packaging then, like how does that typically work? Like how many different beers do you package from, maybe, if people go into the pub and see the board, like how many of those beers can they buy in can? I mean, obviously pre-COVID, because that probably changed everything, I imagine.
Yeah. Now we don't know what to do with the kegs. We do kegs or we don't. I don't know. But it also differs if we talk about the pub in Limoilou, which is very more like GC said, experimental, or if we talk about the one in Stoneham, which is the only beers we have there is the one we brew in cans for distributions. So have for sure like a blonde wheat beer, or kind of we have a red ale, or we have a stout or porter, but they always change. But they really evolve more, and then the 10 or 12 lines, they are never the same. They're really testing yeasts, new recipes, new hops, whatever, new fruits, new sours.
And we've just started to do some canning at Limoilou because of the COVID, as you said. So as you said, so growlers for maybe, I don't know, Antoine, since for past 4 years. I don't know.
Probably. I don't remember when the law was passed, but it's about inside. So you have right now in COVID, you have to keep them a challenge, sanitary challenge, I would say, and we have to stock them inside also, and that takes a lot of room. Tells our cans. We have all these beers in cans, so
definitely seems more annoying. But it's cool that people can come to the pub then and get. So do you guys smaller batch experimental stuff now?
Exactly. And and we've just moved to a smaller can size, so the 12 ounces, I guess. Is it? Yeah. So just to make sure that we can do as much as we can, because someday we hope we can do some kegs. So we need to have some beers on tap. So this is why we just moved to the 12 ounces can. So yeah, you can, if you like it, you can go and grab a 4-pack or 6-pack of the beers that's only available there. So that's a cool thing. And we got a pretty good response. So that's when we start. We're gonna taste one later on, but that's where we start to do some smoothie beers and stuff like that. And for the first time, there was a line outside, for people's waiting in line to get our beer. So that's pretty exciting. So because you don't usually get in line to get a growler or something like that, but with a can of a smoothie or new sours that we can for in the past couple months, and people just waiting in line to get those beers. So that's pretty exciting to see the response for the new cans in Limoilou. Yeah.
I love that, yo. And I had the 2 beers that I did have this past week were this beer we're drinking now and the smoothie. And I can say when we get the smoothie is exceptional. I can see why people were lining up for it, because it's it's something super fun, and it's cool that you guys got that kind of generic branded can, so you can just put the sticker on it and you don't have to keep stuff up, which is smart.
Exactly.
We wanted to make it easy.
Yeah, man, it's good business, particularly with the canning. People were telling me that there's crazy delays on getting cans printed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is that still happening?
I would say let's wait a month or so, because for now it's about 4 weeks, which is pretty good.
4 is good. Yeah, it was 8 weeks in December, I heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, exactly. But now it went very, very much faster. But now I can't wait to see. Well, I don't really want to see, but if it will be again 6 or 8 weeks like it was last summer. But we're now we know we're ahead of this. So
good. Speaking of, sorry, go for it, JC.
No, I was just gonna say that as you said earlier, we've got a pretty cool illustrator. So Felix Girard, which is doing amazing stuff for the artwork. So it would just take too long to create a specific artwork for all of our different experimentation in Limoilou.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, and the stickers, I don't know, it makes it kind of cooler, because they're it's the experimental stuff. It's not really in stores. They have to get it from the brewery and stuff. That just makes the whole experience more fun,
I think so. Yep.
Which is very cool. So speaking of COVID, we might as well get that out the way. I don't want to. I know it's one of those things where we're all going through COVID. Yes, we're all sick of talking about it, but it's worth touching on to see how every brewery pivoted. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just that. So, you guys, from what I understand, recently were allowed to reopen tap rooms maybe a month ago. Is that correct?
3 weeks ago?
Exactly. Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
No, we had almost 4 weeks opened before they closed again. So.
Are you closed again now?
Yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. All right. So
that's the word.
Yeah, man. It's it feels like it's been a pretty I feel like Quebec is handling it better than Ontario. Ontario are a mess out there, but It's been pretty patchy here with that inconsistent messaging and and sort
Same
of
thing.
same thing. Yeah, I guess when I say here, I mean all of Quebec. It seems to be,
Yeah.
Obviously, there's different zones. Like we haven't had breweries open, I think, since like September, maybe October.
Mm-hmm.
So
October, I would say.
October.
In
It was October. Yeah. So
same as for
same
us.
there? Okay.
Yep.
So and then you got to open again for a little bit, then close back down.
Yeah, but
but
but nobody liked to open for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's like
it's just I don't know. I've got no words for this.
Yeah, man, you're right. That's exactly it. There's no words for it. It's just so crazy. I was reading a bit about it before this earlier today, and it just seems so like it just patchy. It was the way they did it there, dude. They're going to clubs and like breweries, been open stadiums, 20, 30, 40,000 people. Like they're living basically normal. They did it out there, but they did a half-assed lockdown here. So like the lockdown's been almost as long here as there, but it got them to 0 cases, and we're still in Montreal, in Quebec alone, are over 1,000 cases still a day. It went down a bit, and now it's back up again. So it's like, what? There's something missing anyway, and it's got to be frustrating for breweries like businesses like breweries, who, you've got no staff. Maybe if you've got a kitchen, you've got no food there. All of a sudden, they're like, "Hey, you can open on Monday." You're like, "Oh fuck! Now I got to get all the staff back. I got to get my supplier. I got to make sure. Now I got to clean everything." It's not like you can't just click a finger and it's good to go. It's so much pressure on you guys. It's just not fair. It's really crazy.
Yeah, for the brew pubs, it was very, very hard, and I think like a lot of us just said, "Okay, we'll just can," since we cannot have like a lot of sales from the kitchen or the growlers. So we all went to, okay, let's can, but if you want to order a canner or like a canning line, I'm sorry, it's pretty long and it takes a lot of money, and you don't have that money. So we were very lucky because we had already ordered, but just to live on the kitchen sales and the growlers, like I don't know. That's crazy.
The main production facility, you guys were canning and doing the like the regular
exactly
can art stuff there, so that was probably holding up. How has it helped you guys? Like has it made it better a bit, like being able to can from there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It was
go ahead, Antoine.
It was just definitely a good timing, a good idea.
And I guess otherwise we would have. Yeah, sorry.
and also we could get in cans some beers that we would have lost. So it was also like a kind of recuperation of some products.
Yeah, Jason. And I was just gonna say, otherwise we would have just stopped brewing at Limoilou. We would have just brewed only at the main factory in Stoneham, and because like I don't know if anybody could sell enough growlers to justify to brew 3 or 4 times a week. I don't think so.
Never.
No, not growlers.
So now we could still try new recipe and do some experimentation. So that's pretty cool for that.
Yeah. And the small cans. So small.
We're pretty lucky to get like the main factory in Stoneham, because on the other end, like for the brew pub, it was a shitty year, but for the canning line in Stoneham, it was pretty much record sales, because everybody was drinking at home and all of that. So we got a pretty good year for the Stoneham production.
Or we had a big target also. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've heard you did well. Yeah, good. I've heard that it's. Do you guys distribute from there? Like you send it out for distro and then sell locally, or do you only sell from the store, from the factory, from the freaking production brewery?
We distribute.
No, we distribute.
You distribute. Okay, cool. So breweries have told me that you're doing the same numbers as normal times, but there's less profit because you've had to can things that you would now there's all this cost. There's labor, there's cans, there's all the packaging costs. Now there's distro costs, where before they'd come in and they'll buy a pint and there's no cost, and that's all profit basically from there. So I mean, fuck man, at least it keeps you going. I think what everybody is mostly, I mean, obviously as business owners, like you kind of just like, I don't know, you want to keep the thing alive, right? And the community wants it to be alive because we all want the brewing industry to be around when this goes away. So it's just like so rough for you guys in the meantime, but I'm very happy to hear that it's moving well, and you've got alternative things like the maple stuff to bring additional income in and things like that, which is, man, you got to be smart with times like these, bro. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. But we were very lucky to have like the Canning Lane and Stone Lamp to help with the two closed pubs. So we're even this year. So we're very lucky. So we count ourselves lucky, actually.
Yeah. No, that makes me really happy to hear, and the fact that you guys are able to innovate and do fun stuff, and then generate lines of people lining up to get your stuff as well. So that's very, very cool. I'd love to hear that. So I mean, like that's a one positive to take out of a pretty shitty situation.
Yeah, you have to stay positive.
Yeah, man, that's it. Fuck, man. So you guys in Quebec City, you guys must be like some of the. I imagine a lot of the boom in the region has happened over the last 3 to 5 years, and you guys would have been there before that. So is that accurate? Like, a lot of the new breweries popped up recently.
Yeah. So
one a year.
There's a couple of old ones. So I would say Linux, which has been there for maybe 25 years, something like that.
Forever.
Okay. Yeah.
And then La Barberie, which is 20, 21, 22 years old.
Jeez.
And then after that, it's pretty much us, right?
Now there is
maybe La Corrigan also.
Yeah, exactly, La Corrigan, which is about 1 or 2 years older than us. But they don't distribute; they only have the brew pub. So.
Yeah. And then all of the new one pretty much popped up at the same time. So you've got Noctem and then Griandel, which was maybe a couple months different, but maybe it's been maybe 4 or 5 years, Noctem and Griandel.
Okay.
5, 6 maybe.
Maybe something like that. So, and then Brasseur sur Demande, which is pretty close to us also, which opened maybe a couple of years ago, and then Brasserie Générale.
Yeah, Brasserie Générale also. And
with their new pub.
Emporium.
There is Emporium, which is open for what, 2 years, 2.5? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And now there's a new one which is called Alpha, which they are mainly focused on IPA. So they just opened during COVID. So so there's
they had the worst experience of opening a brewery ever. Like they had a flood in the basement.
Really?
So I don't know. The electricity couldn't work. There was an insurance thing, and then there was a COVID, so they couldn't get the startup of their brew house because it was American, and the technician couldn't come. So they started it up anyway because they couldn't wait any longer. So, yeah, I don't know.
Jeez,
crap for them.
Man,
but now it's now it's started.
They were the other one. It was basically you guys and Alpha were the two that I unfortunately missed in Quebec City. So definitely gonna check that. But like it just seemed to me. I mean, obviously here in Montreal people usually are like, this is the big cities where there's so many things happening. So looking at the way that even here has changed over the last few years, it's so cool to see Quebec City. It must be a trip to see. Now you look around, you're like, man, there's a whole lot more reasons, I guess is what I'm saying, for people to come to Quebec City to experience the craft beer scene, because what can't you get there? Like everything, every style is phenomenal. There's great different, brew pubs in different neighborhoods. You can go to the production facilities with tap rooms. It's just like it's such a cool thing. We
have a nice scene. We have a very nice scene. It's been a couple of years. Also, we made ourselves a beer festival. Like all the local breweries and only local breweries could go to, and it was in September, I guess. I don't remember. And like we asked the brewers to be there also, so like everyone could go to the festival, and get the beers from Quebec. We ask every brewer to be there and have also a very new beer, special beer for the event. So that is how it works now in Quebec since, well, not last year, and everyone almost was there. Yeah,
that's great.
And we're trying to do some collaboration as like whenever we can. So in the past years, we did one with Brasserie Générale and one with Brasserie sur Demande, and then we're going to taste the one with Emporium. And and we did a big one at the in Stoneham with all of the breweries from the Quebec region.
Nice.
So we're trying to do some nice collaboration. Yeah, it's a pretty cool family here in Quebec City as on the brewing scene.
Yeah, I love it. Now that makes me very happy to hear that, particularly the festival. That's a crazy idea. Shall we get the next one?
Yeah, sure.
So
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Which one were you thinking, boys? You tell me. You're in charge.
JC, what do you think? Barrel aged?
Yeah, why not? Why not go with the Franc Brett?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
The bottle. Other fruit.
Yeah, the bottle.
Yes. Tell us about this one, guys. This is cool. So, have you guys got a large barrel program as well?
A what? Sorry.
Your barrel program, like what size?
It's pretty small for now. It's about 80, 90 barrels.
Hey, that's big, man.
Well, yeah, okay, but yeah, well, I
thought you were gonna say 5.
No, actually, in the brew pub in Limoilou for a couple of years, we had 16 of them in a very small space. But now we moved the brewery, so we had to get these barrels out. But yeah, we have about 80, 90 barrels. And we are still experimenting. We now have a couple of products that we do yearly.
Okay.
But we're still experimenting. I am usually the one to get these ideas going because I'm on the research and development committee.
Okay. You're the boss there. I love it.
Yeah. So this beer is actually one of our regular products, the Franc Brett.
Okay.
Which is wheat beer with raspberries. Actually, very classic. And we take the final product, we put it in a neutral oak barrel, and we add a mix of bacterias and yeasts. And we wait for about 6 to 8 months, depending. We have to taste it. When it's to our taste, we bottle it, and that makes the Franc Brett.
I love it. Cheers, boys.
Thanks. Yep. Cheers.
Ooh, that smells amazing. Oh yeah. By the way, I forgot to tell you. The podcast started because I do these stupid little it started with these reviews where I take like selfies with the beer and I review them. So I haven't reviewed this one. So I basically then take the photo and I just write one word thoughts on the beer and I put together the review later. So I don't want you to think that I'm on my phone and not listening to what you're saying. If I am, I'm just quickly writing down the thoughts. I just want to let you know.
No problem.
Tell us about this beer. So yeah, a wheat beer with raspberries, obviously on Brett, lacto and PDO as well. Oh, and wild yeast. Yeah, tell us about this beer, how it came about, what the deal is.
Actually, it was a test. We just did one barrel at a time. Oh, wow. There was once we did one barrel of this exact mix, and we just loved it. So we just replicated it to 4 barrels. Oof. And it sold in about what, GC? I think we didn't have more than for 30 minutes at the shop. It was all gone.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we just, so let's do 12 barrels then this time. So now, if ever we have the chance to have a bigger barrel program, I would definitely go with, how do you say this? Like these big,
Frutto. The Frutto, yeah.
Exactly. So this would go in Frutto yearly. I really like this product. It's very dry, very fruity. We have these nice Brett aromatics, this little sour candy tartness.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's very refreshing.
Would you say I want to really quickly, would you say this is like the 2020 version or the 2021 version? Or is it like you don't really consider it like that?
That would be
this was definitely brewed in 2020.
2020. Do you consider this a 2020? You know how like if you're seeing, this is Franc Brett 2020, like is that, or it's not really, you'd consider it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should start to put the year on the label, but it's a 2020 version. So
okay.
Actually, we just had to make the labels again, and the Régie des alcools, les courses et des jeux,
I know the one.
Like the government agency, they said we had to put the date or the number of the lot.
Okay.
So now we have it on every beer. So this is like pretty old, finally.
Gotcha. Okay, that's great. Just curious because I like that. There's something special about that. It's like it reminds you of wine. It makes you want to like, oh, I got the 2020 version. Then you can do a vertical if you collect them and like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this can stay on shelf for a couple of years. Exactly.
Okay. So go on, JC. Tell me, man.
No, I was just gonna say what's interesting about this beer. So it's if you would taste the original version, so the Franc Brett, which is just a raspberry wit, it just tastes so different, and the raspberry just pops out when after it went through the oak barrel with the mix of pedio and lacto and Brett strain. So it's like the raspberry profile is just like uplifting, if you will, on this version. It's just it almost tastes like if you would go and heat like fresh raspberry.
Yeah. Oh, this is in white wine barrels, it says here. Is that right?
Yeah. This one was, yes.
Okay. So I guess there's like, okay, that explains. There's like a little bit of that like vinous gooseberry type of thing.
There is a bit. I don't really know what to say, but when you go with a Chardonnay, there is this almost buttery feeling, like
it's like like a chewy mouthfeel. Like it coats your mouth and you can kind of feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there is a bit of this in this beer. The oily, I don't know how to say it.
Oily is an interesting word. Yeah, oily is a very interesting one. This is fantastic, man. I really like it. So, go on.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Please, JC.
I was just gonna say we've got a couple different versions of fruit, wild, oak barrel beer. So this one is the.
Please talk about Abricotsin. Please talk about Abricotsin.
Yeah, so we got one with apricot. Like I would say this apricot. Yeah. We want different prices with this one. Yeah, this was like maybe 2 or 3 barrels, just as Antoine said. It was just a test, and this beer was just crazy. It blew everybody's mind. So that's just funny to try, with 1 or 2 oak barrels, add some fruits, see what it is, see what it gives, and sometimes you just hit a home run. So that's where we are with our oak barrel. This is probably this, and we've got another one with fresh apple juice, which are pretty much our only like a regular barrel beer. Otherwise, it's just always some new stuff and new fruits, and we're still experimenting with this.
I'm pretty sure we will still like forever experiment with barrel aging, but the thing is, what we like to do with every brewer is like twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, we taste all the barrels together. We try to blend them, see what we can get out, and this is how Abricotsin got out finally, because we mixed some barrels, and we said we had to add something and we got apricot, and this was crazy. So I don't think we'll ever get to see this beer like this again, but we'll finally, we will definitely try it.
Is that because of the wild yeast, maybe? Like the wild yeast just can only work that way one time type of thing?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we can replicate it one day, but I'm still working on how and when and what happened.
Yeah, beer and a
There's a bit
boat.
of magic.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of magic in these barrel aged beers. Beer and a Bozo was just saying, like you kind of answered it, but if you are experimenting, are you messing around with wild and spontaneous beers? He mentioned like
Sure.
the spontaneous. So I guess have you thought about a cool ship or any sort of like wild
Well,
inoculation?
I would say yes and no, depending on if any government agent are listening. The thing
Great
with
answer.
the thing is with our sugar shack, it should be a very nice place for microorganisms to grow. So we will definitely make some tests there, and then maybe just put a cool ship in there. But we also have a almost spontaneous beer. I don't know if we can say this, but actually we brew a wort, we cool it, put it in barrels, and we had fresh organic apple juice in there. We just blend it in the barrel. So it is a very nice fermentation going on. We let it stand for about a year. It makes a very nice kind of apple juice saison. Very dry. We all very much like this product, so it's
Mhm.
yeah, kind of spontaneous also.
Mm, that's great, man. I mean, the barrels are super fun. I love that you guys are able to try different things and mess with a bunch of them. Apricot sounds amazing because that's such a great fruit for this profile as well. And obviously, raspberries mixed with this great. Apple juice sounds fantastic, like a cider type of situation, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just so dry,
It's
like it.
great. Not too.
Yeah, it's yeah. No. There's no sugar left in this product. So
Eats it all
I
up.
think I think the final gravity is negative.
yeah.
That's how dry it is. It's worse than a brute.
We'll
I love it.
we'll, we'll send you some when it's ready.
Oh, love that, brother. This is like this is any if this is any indication, I'm excited as hell. This is fantastic. Like this has really got a great mouthfeel. That chewiness. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's almost like you can still move your teeth and almost feel the beer in your mouth even after it's gone. And I
Well, I'm
find
pretty
that
sure that's from the wheat.
that's probably the wheat. Okay. I usually it only
'Cause-
happens with this style of beer, so I put it down to
Well,
the oak or the yeast or
there
something.
is there is definitely this oak profile, and maybe the patio could give you a slightly oily feeling.
Mm,
Could like it's a mix. It's a combination of like a lot of factors.
right. That would make sense. The thing I was going to ask before, JC mentioned that there was this is like a version of your a wit with raspberries. Is that what you were saying?
yeah.
So you kind of just ramped it up and put it in back. Is it the same beer or was inspired by that beer?
Same. This
Same
is
beer.
the beer, and we just instead of putting it in cans, we just put it in barrels.
Right.
Hmm?
And is there raspberries? Excuse my ignorance. You put the raspberries in the barrel, or you put that later
No, it was in secondary
in secondary
fermentation.
fermentation? Okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so before we racked them into barrels.
Okay. So I mean, I guess that's why the color is this kind of like rosé, pinky, sort of orangey color, as opposed to like a bright because it wasn't aging on the raspberries. It already had contact with the fruit, and then
Yeah.
sitting
Yeah,
in the barrels.
exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
And with time, any beer will sediment. So
Hmm.
either the wheat, the yeast, or the fruit will sediment at the bottom. So we don't have all that it had in the beginning. No.
Gotcha. Okay. So you said you've got about 90 barrels, which is I would say, a reasonable size barrel program. To be honest, I know obviously you'd like more and have the what is it? Is it a shay? A shay in
Yeah.
French? Yeah.
Yep.
Um, I love that. I love the aspiration. How many barrel aged beers are you guys releasing per year? Like, what's the barrel program looking like now as far as like the output?
From 6 to 9 products.
Nice. That's great.
I would say.
Yeah.
We have another one which we do yearly, and it has a very fun story about it. So we have time, I'll tell it.
Okay. We have time.
So yeah, that's it. So I was like home brewing for the tests for the beer, like for the pub in the beginning, and I had this small 20 liters. It was a porter. Was just waiting. It was ready, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I just had some oak chips. Oak chips?
Yeah.
Yep. Like in it, closed it, and waited for a bit. And I saw some Brett on top growing. So you see the white bottles, and I was, pretty interesting. I tasted it, and it was amazing. Like the profile was very cool. So I said, okay, let's take it and upscale it into one barrel. So we made it was a Belgian double at the time. I just took all this 20 liter, put it in a barrel, fill it with Belgian double, let it stand for like a couple of months. It was still amazing. So I said, okay, cool. So let's take it and upscale it to Stoneham then. And we made an old ale with brown sugar and what's in it? Well, I don't remember exactly, but it's an old ale. It's about 8% alcohol before the barrel aging.
Okay.
So we make like with an English strain at first fermentation, then we put it into barrel with this special Brett. We still don't know what it is. I still have to get it to the lab and get identified. So we let it stand for about a year, and it gets to about 10% alcohol, and it's very, very nice. We really love it. It's very complex with dark fruits, brown sugar, and pretty boozy, actually.
Nice. Yeah. That sounds great. I was actually about to ask, are you guys doing only sours, or is it like, obviously are you doing any like in stouts or any other styles in barrels at all?
There is this one, and we just made a espresso stout in bourbon barrels.
Nice.
Which is pretty classic, but we didn't have that offer. But why not?
We've also aged our maple syrup wee heavy, so the Edleyville, which is called Edleyville. So we've tried it in 6 different oak barrel since we opened in Stoneham. So we've tried bourbon, whiskey, rye whiskey, Scotch,
and rum.
apple brandy, and spiced rum. The apple brandy version was very cool, really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that was another nice nice product. Yeah.
That's awesome. You mentioned the coffee one. Are you Quebec City has some great coffee roasters. Hey buddy, look at that.
Yeah.
That is a cute young. Is it boy, girl?
Oh, it's a 9-year-old girl.
9-year-old girl. Love it. I love a good kitty during the podcast. Everyone loves them. Who did you work with for the coffee? Because you guys have some crazy coffee. Like I order coffee from Quebec City.
Actually, this one is from a microbrewery, Corsair, which is just south of Quebec City.
Okay.
They make mostly English styles beer, but they also torrefy some coffee. So we had for like a couple of years now. This beer is made with their coffee. That's it.
That's awesome.
But we've worked with different other coffee shop in Quebec City for other coffee beer we make. We make a coffee Schwarzbier lager, which is it's awesome. It's almost if you're drinking a cold brew. We're working with a small coffee shop, and they really like the coffee shop. The people there, they really love the beer. They said it's the only beer that you can really taste where the coffee is from. It's not only torrefied, so you can really taste different type of coffee you're using. So there's a lot of a small coffee shop in Limoilou. So we're trying to work with them.
Who is that one?
Yeah.
Who was that with?
This one is I mean it's Saint Henri, so it's also
Saint Henri,
Montreal.
Yeah.
And there's also one in which is called Nectar.
I love them.
Tried one. Yeah.
I order from them. I love them because when I order from them, they roast to order. So like they don't send.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, man, they don't even send you like beans that are sitting there. Like every time you put an order in, they'll be like, cool, and they'll roast it on the Tuesday. They ship it out on the Wednesday, and it gets here a day or two later. It's
nice.
I appreciate that. I mean, I didn't get to go to I went to there was one cafe I went to out there because we're big third wave coffee people. That's why I ask. There was one called Waves Cafe in, what was the area? I don't know
Waves.
what it's Waves, Waves.
Okay, Waves.
Yeah, I think it's in.
I don't know.
It's on Rue Cartier. It's in Montcalm. It's the upper town, right?
Yeah, we stayed at a place called Chateau Laurier.
Yeah.
Like it was on the outside of the Old Port area. That's where they put us. And then there were about, I don't know, less than 5 minutes drive from there was that cafe. I just found it. And it was like super dope. There was like a surf cafe thing happening there.
Yeah. I've never heard of it. I saw it maybe like, I passed by it last week or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's worth popping in.
Tried it, but
yeah, coffee was great. I think that there was a girl in there who she was Quebecois, but she lived in Australia as a surfer. Like she looked like an Australian surfer girl. So it was like there was.
That's why you liked it.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually really funny how much it was like that. But that was super cool. But Nectar was on my list, and I don't know why. I know they were in Limoilou because the guys at BG were telling me about them. They'd worked with them, so I assumed that would be one of the ones. But they do a lot of stuff out here as well. So I love the Quebec coffee scene is like best in the country. It's amazing. Like it's really good. That's why I was just curious what you guys were doing. Beer and a Bozo is asking, do you guys have the equipment to push nitro in things like the coffee beer? Like, can you serve them on nitro at the pubs or anything like that, or even in cans?
Not in cans, but at the pub.
Not in cans. No.
It's too expensive to put this in can. Yeah.
How does it work putting nitro in a can?
Oh, it's about from 30 to 90 grand. No, 30 to $40,000. Like this setup, and you actually add liquid nitrogen in the beer.
Jeez.
And the thing is, you have to weigh it exactly to the right amount in each can to get the desired nitro effect. We're not there yet. But we do in pub, actually.
You do in the pub. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I can imagine that's probably not worth it right now. In the middle of a pandemic too, right? Jeez.
No, exactly.
And we don't have that much product would go there, actually. So
it's like just the coffee lager, which sounds amazing. The black lager.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably this would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wonder, you could even do like the coffee, the stout there. That would be pretty cool. Was it a stout? You said that?
Yeah, it's Imperial Stout. Yeah.
Imperial Stout? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
It's called Nuit Blanche, so because there's
Nuit Blanche,
we say that there's one espresso in each pint. So if you drink too much,
you're staying up all night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, there's nothing
that does the trick,
right? Man, coffee stouts are amazing. So I love to hear that you guys are doing that stuff. That's awesome. So it seems like when you collaborate, are you working with a lot of local? I mean, Quebec City has so much stuff. You guys have so much, so many great restaurants and like you said, cafes and other things that you can use. Do you work with a lot of the local community when you collaborate, even if it's like putting raspberries or like the fruit or any other adjuncts in the beers? Like, are you looking locally mostly? How does that work?
Mostly, yeah. But for the volumes we use now at the factory, it's getting harder. But like as an example, all these herbs, spices that we can get locally, we get picked by it's a very small family here in Stoneham. They go in the woods like any time of the year we want them to go, and they pick whatever we want. So it's very, very cool. We get these spruce tips and fir tips also.
Wow.
I don't know all these names in English, actually.
You can say it in French.
Yeah, like Verge d'Or and Monard and Epilobe, all those like very nice flowers that bloom around here. And we like to bring them in the beer. I have a very sentimental thing about the Groot beer. I just love them. They're very fresh, and we can do very special things about that. And like in the old days, all there were these Groot beers. There were no hops, so I'm just thinking this is like a very cool thing to bring back history in beer.
Yeah. You don't see Groot too often. Have you guys do them
No.
occasionally? The only brewery I know that does them is BAOS in Ontario.
Yeah.
We've got,
they do. We did a lot in Limoilou,
Okay.
and we only did one in Stoneham. And actually, it's called Stoneham Beach.
Nice.
Because we've got like one of our main beer. It's called Limoilou Beach, which is a sour with what's the word, with cassis.
Blackcurrant.
Yeah.
Blackcurrant. Yeah.
Blackcurrant, yeah.
I swear I've had that before. That sounds really familiar.
And this one, the blackcurrant, we get them locally in Ile d'Orléans.
Okay.
But yeah, we did Stoneham Beach, which is a Groot sour, and it's gonna get out actually pretty soon again.
I love that.
Yeah, well, it's canned now. It has maple syrup, honey, buckthorn berries.
Ooh, they're good.
Fir, Verge d'Or, as I said, there is a lot of cool things in there. It's a very, very refreshing drink. It's a blonde ale. Pretty sour.
Okay.
It's good.
All sorts of fun stuff in there. I mean, that's that sounds kind of like a summery type of thing.
It is. It
is definitely. It's just hard, because you won't sell, obviously, as easy as an Northeast IPA or a pastry stout, as you know. But yeah, we really like to do it. So sometimes, like our sales director, maybe one is not the one who want us to do this one, but Antoine say, fuck it, we do it either way. So
sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. It's important.
Exactly.
You have to stay. You have to stick to the cause.
Yeah, man. I always say that it's really important that breweries make the beer that the owner and the brewer particularly want to make, because when you start making things that you don't really want to make, you can kind of tell in the product it isn't always as good as it could be because they don't care. So I think it's just better that the breweries really stay true to what they want to do and what is important to them. Because otherwise, it's like you're making it, but you're begrudgingly like, ugh, all right, they want this damn thing.
Oh, just another NEIPA.
Yeah, right. You're like, ugh. So at least you did this one. You won awards for it, but you did it your way.
Yeah.
And it's it's a great product. So I think that's really important that you guys did that. Do you do pastry stouts and stuff like that, or not really big on that?
Yeah, we just began. Actually, we had a couple of runs at the brewpub in Limoilou to try it, to see the response, and we just in January or February, I don't remember.
Okay.
We just had one release in Stoneham. It was actually with Melilo. JC, you can talk about that?
Yeah, so instead of using vanilla, Melilo, it's kind of the Quebec version of vanilla. So it's a little flower, and they're making like kind of a essence. I don't know how to say that, but yeah. Extract. So they're extract. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
From flower, and it kind of tastes like vanilla, but also there's almond. Sorry.
Almond.
Yeah. It's getting late.
You have a child. Don't worry. You have a new child.
Yeah, exactly. So almond taste to it. So, and we also had some cocoa nibs.
Nice.
So we called it amand. Like it's amandine. So kind of a
like the
almond chocolate crescent, if you will. Yeah, the pastry. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we're pretty happy about it. It's not our favorite style, but we like it, and I think people like it too. So
yeah,
we want also you want to stay up to date. So you kind of need to do those style that maybe it's not like I would only do, not only but mainly do bitter, and Antoine would probably only brew English pale ale if you could. So
Right.
And porters.
And porters, don't
yeah,
forget.
but
yeah, sometimes you got to meet in the middle a little bit.
no, exactly.
But I couldn't. Well,
it's also fun
we
to
couldn't
do
go.
it. So.
Yeah, it is fun to experiment and to add our own touches to these styles, like the Melillo, which is pretty local. And the thing I was about to say, if you want to sell only porters or only bitters, you couldn't run a business. So you have to join in the middle somewhere. Are you guys ready for another beer? Or?
Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's keep it moving. What do you want to do?
I think I would go with the smoothie because this one will be in the same sourness. I don't know.
No,
what do you think, JC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so let's go with the. You have
smoothie?
To shake it, or I don't know which side.
I think you kind of like gently. I thought you had to gently do it, but maybe you can aggressively shake it.
I don't know. It has been so. This is a collaboration with Emporium, which is in Quebec. Emporium is, I would say, I don't know actually, about 2 years old.
Yeah, 2 years.
And one of them is a former founder of La Souche.
Really,
Jeff.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so, I hung out with him for an hour or two, and he didn't tell me that bastard.
Yeah.
That bastard. Okay.
It's gushing a bit. Sorry. I think I overshook it.
Do you know what I do like? Can I ask you, did you put the label upside down on purpose so that people would put it like this? And
yeah, exactly. So you need to do it like to
smart.
Turn it away.
Smart. Yeah. I appreciate that. So this one has some great ingredients. Yeah, tell us about the ingredients, man. This is great.
Well, this is a collaboration with Emporium, as I said, and we definitely all agreed on mango, pineapple, apricot, and we had a bit of a last minute. Do we have vanilla or not? So there is vanilla actually in it.
Yes, it's subtle.
I haven't tasted it in a couple of weeks, actually.
No?
So I don't know where it stands now.
Well, boys, this is one of my favorite styles of beer right now. A lot of people don't like them because the purists get a little mad at it. But it tastes like fruit juice. How can you be mad at this?
It's a morning beer.
Oh, dude, that is so good. Can I ask what you guys think about this? This is a very controversial style right now.
Yeah.
Some people, you love it or you hate it, and if you hate it, you're lying to yourself because it's juice. So chill. And it means you hate fruit, and you don't hate fruit. Do you consider it a beer or a cocktail, like a beer cocktail?
I personally take it for a beer, but I know, well, it's a beer and you add fruit in it. What's the difference if the fruit is fermented or not?
That's my argument. Thank you. No one has said that. Thank you, Antoine. God damn it.
No problem. And then I don't know what I was about to say. Yeah, okay. The thing about safe, is it safe to drink? Will it explode? We are now in the process of just going over this
like, is it pasteurizing?
Yeah, we are now getting it pasteurized. So we won't have to talk about this problem.
Good. I'm tired of hearing about it. It's exaggerated, bro. I don't care what anyone says. The exploding cans, the only cans that have ever exploded on me were Kolsch's and like stouts. No, I drink these as much as I can get my hands on them because I'm a big fan. I've never had any problems because I keep them cold. I respect the product. I know that there's a chance of it happening, but it's not that serious. I think that there's just what it is. It's an opportunity for people to complain online about something that they want to be mad at, so they complain about it and they need to relax. It's not that serious. I think it's like, so if you look at the percentage, it's got to be like in the like 0.01 or 0.02% of them that actually explode or something. And
exactly.
I don't know about that.
That's my main.
I am reaching. I'm reaching with
No.
that. But you know what I mean? It's just not common enough. It's not like every single. If it was as common as people made it out to be, every one of us would have a story about one can exploding, and I don't know a single person who it's happened to. And I feel like
exactly.
I feel like I talk to a lot of people in this beer world. Not one person's go, yeah, man, it happened to me every time I bought them. They explode. Like, no, it's not true. Like,
the thing is also that. What did you say?
I was just gonna say, like as you said, Craig, like exploding can is the one that get a re-fermentation like that you wouldn't know, and even if you do a recall, it's too late. People got that in their house, so and it happens to us also. You know, it happens to every brewery. That's what dangerous. You know, this is not dangerous because you got to keep it cold. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't see what's the issue with this. Yeah,
agreed.
And also, what I was about to say is, you can it, you sell it all in 1 week maximum. Because it's on high demand, and all these people who buy them, they know they have to keep them cold because we tell them we only have one place that we sell them, so there is no problem.
Thank you. This is very good to hear, because I see that. I mean, you know what it's like with anything, right? Like the negative voices are the minority, but they're the loud minority. So when they talk, you're like, oh, these are the exploding beers, and I'm like, okay. When you see a picture of the ones that explode, it's pretty bad because a purple beer that explodes in a fridge and there's shit everywhere and whatever, right? Cool. It's unfortunate, but I've never heard of injuries. Like, I've picked up beers that was just a brewery that just had a re-fermentation problem with a batch of Kolsch's. So, you know, when it gets really hard and then the top pokes out and stuff like that, mm-hmm. I've picked it up. I think it happened to 2 or 3 times from that brewery alone. And it was just like an accident, a one-off thing. It's never happened again. It was just a bad batch. And it exploded. I picked it up and there's boom in my hand. Like, it didn't hurt me because the thing exploded upwards, and I was pulling it out of like a cabinet, so I didn't even have it like near me or anything. I was pulling it out, but as soon as I grabbed it, it exploded. So and I swear it happened with another style. I think it was a stout, different brewery. But point was, they're always accidents because breweries are professionals. You have quality control. You have a reputation, you have a often multi-million-dollar business that you need to protect. There is no way a brewery would intentionally let a product that is going to explode in the hands of a consumer leave their facility. So shit happens. It's yeast and tight, airtight packaging. It's, you know, sometimes things can go down. And I think that maybe it's happened a couple more times with smoothies than perhaps other styles, which I'll acknowledge. But it's so rare. And look, yes, the wow. Thank you for saying wow, because this is disgusting. I love this. Like, this combo, if you said mango, pineapple, and apricot with the vanilla and lactose, very unique combination. I've never had one with this before, and this has got to be one of my favorite smoothies I've ever had. I'm not bullshitting. Like, it's amazing.
Thanks, man.
Where did you guys come up with the combo for this for? Because this is like, it's unique. I feel like I don't see apricot with mango and pineapple. It's not very common.
The thing the thing was apricot. It gives a lot of texture.
Yeah.
So this one was in this mix mainly for this, I think, because pineapple is not that textury.
No, it's very light, really light.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we were 4 at this table, or maybe 5, thinking, okay, we had to give this beer maximum texture and taste. So we had to, and we wanted it like to be yellow, not pink or purple or blue.
Okay.
So we didn't have that much options.
Why did you want it to be yellow?
I don't know. It was just like, okay, what color? Yellow. Okay, cool.
Gotcha. It's just and the vanilla in this is I don't know if I really thought about it when I had it the first time, but now having it again, I'm talking to you guys and thinking about it. The vanilla adds like a really nice, like rounded end to the whole thing. I feel like that ends on a vanilla note, and it's subtle and balanced. That kind of blends in really nicely with the fruit. That also blend nicely together. So it's almost, it really brings that smoothie vibe, and the lactose must be subtle. Like it's not overly sweet or anything like that. But the body's
it's just
crazy.
it's just to have a bit of backbone to it.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's really like on the lower threshold, I would say.
Okay.
And the vanilla was really like a late addition, as Antoine said. Like the beer was ready, like everything was mixed up, and Jeff came up to taste it, and we talked about it. Do we had vanilla or no before? And
we said no.
no.
We said, oh no.
We said
okay,
no. No, we don't need to do it. And then Jeff said, yeah, I think we should do it. So
he knows.
We add it, and then we're pretty happy with the end results. Yeah, I think it brings a little bit more tropical flavor to it, and it's really interesting.
It makes it more smoothie-ish.
Yes, 100%.
Like a real smoothie.
Like a real fruit smoothie. The name is Italian. What's up with that?
Oh, the brewer from Emporium is from Italy. So maybe not most of their names. A lot of their names are Italian, and they came with this idea. Frutto del Rizoma is the fruit of.
Is it the rhizome, like a hop rhizome?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So
okay.
The rhizome here is that like the connection between the two breweries. If you see and then the fruit is this beer from our two breweries. So it's like an image and like a metaphor.
I love it. I love it. Is this going to be
nice name?
Yeah, man, it's a fantastic name for a phenomenal beer. I'm not even gassing. This is one of the favorite smoothies I've ever had, and I've tried to get my hands on as many as possible from Ontario and Quebec. As you know, I even got some from Trillium in the States recently.
Oh,
and
cool!
It was great. I feel like these. I don't know. I don't know if they were really trying to do that, but I feel like the stuff here is absolutely on par with what's happening in the States. Is this going to be a series of smoothies? Please say yes.
It is. It is on actually. This was number 3.
No shit.
And number 4 is. I'm pretty sure in 2 weeks it will be canned, and it is with mango, apricot, and raspberries this time.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. I would love that. Please, I would love to get some of that. This is like, I can't believe how much I love this beer, man. Like, this is so damn good. And I'm told from Jean Benoit that it's going to get a permanent label, like a permanent can made up. Is that correct?
I don't know about that, actually.
Okay, he told me it was. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But I do like this, the Garde au froid here. So, like, keep cold. Is it gonna?
Yeah.
There you go. Which is very, very important for everybody to see that. But if I feel like this could be some serious stuff for you guys, man. Like if you guys got a line, this was the first beer you had a lineup for, eh?
This was
the third.
Maybe
one.
the third or the fourth smoothie we've done. So the other one were not collaboration with Emporium. It was just called Smoothie de Limoilou #1, Smoothie de Limoilou #2. So then we did this one, and then we're gonna do another one. Like as Antoine said, it's gonna be released in maybe 2 or 3, 2 weeks, something like that. Something like that. It's gonna be Smoothie of the Limoilou #4. And yeah, maybe we're still working on this. Maybe we'll try to upscale this in Stoneham, get it pasteurized, something like that, so we could sell it to some more people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's That is the challenge.
And in Stoneham we have a lab, like a complete lab that will go to all process and make it like really distributing proof. I don't know how to say this. Like,
I know what you mean. Like safe for distribution, essentially. Like distribution.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the pasteurization. Exactly. I've heard there's one brewery in Ontario, Small Pony, and they started doing one.
Yeah.
They've been making them with their barrel. They do barrel aged beer, so they use the barrel aged base, and then they said they got this. It's not real pasteurization, but they got this machine that replicates temperatures. So like you can put the can in the machine, and it heats it up to like 30 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius, and you can see how they respond in a short time to be like, okay, it's exploding then. Okay, so we need to change this or that. And I think basic pasteurization is something as ridiculous as running the can under hot water for X number of minutes. So that's the basic way, but there's machines that do it properly and quicker and wasting less water. But
exactly.
Yeah,
what we do is
tell me about
we have a we have in Stoneham a pasteurizer.
Okay.
Pasteurizer,
something like that. Yeah.
So the thing is, it's in line. When we transfer beer, we can pasteurize it or not, and that's done. That's it. It's heated, and it's cooled, and it goes to another tank.
So, on that note, just so people maybe I don't really understand it completely, and I imagine there's people who do.
I can describe it
I'd love that. Yeah, please.
Add more.
Yeah.
The thing, beer is a live beverage, I would say, because most of us don't filter it. There is yeast in there, so it's alive. If you had sugar, it could explode or not, whatever. So what we can do is we can eat this beer, flash eat it, so that very fast, very high, like maybe in the 70s. In Celsius, 70 Celsius.
Jeez.
And then right after that, cool it to that's 5 or 10 degrees Celsius.
And it stays between 70 Celsius to 85 Celsius for maybe 60 seconds, 45 seconds. So you won't get the taste won't change that much. Like it's really quick. So you heat it, so you pretty much kill every living thing in it, and then you cool it right after.
Like rapidly cool it.
Exactly.
So the output is you kill the bacteria and the yeast that could have been there, and you cool it so that you don't have that much change in flavor. So you have the exact same product as the beginning, but now you can have whatever, you can add fruit or whatever you want, and it won't change because you don't have yeast. You don't have a charge of yeast or bacteria after that. It would not ferment.
Okay, so you do it to the base beer, not the beer plus the fruit.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Okay, so at the end of the day, though, the base beer. Okay, I get it now, because the fruit is really what's giving it the flavor for the most part. Yes, the base beer obviously contributes to the body and to the basic flavor, but the fruit is driving this thing. This is like 90% of what people are tasting, and the vanilla and stuff like that. So because they're not affected by it, all it means is you can add this fresh fruit. So the fruit is still bright and fresh and not affected by the pasteurizer. The pasteurizer just kills off the yeast in the original beer, allowing you to do whatever you... I can.
So you have a safe product then.
Yes. And go on, sorry, bro.
No, I was just gonna say we still need to make sure after the pasteurization. So that's what Antoine was telling you about. So we got a really nice lab, it's pretty high tech and all of that. So they still need to make sure so there's no living yeast anymore in the beer. So we need to test it, and then after we had the fruit, we're still gonna test it and all that to make sure everything is clean and everything is safe. But so that's how we can do it and make sure we can distribute maybe some days smoothie beer and do it safely. Yeah.
I love that, because I feel like it's the one style that's not being distributed by anybody. Like you can only buy this style from breweries that I've only ever seen. And I didn't really think that. Basically, what you're saying is, that if breweries pasteurize their stuff, they pretty much will safely be able to get it to anywhere.
Yeah, and there's different way to do it. You could add sulfite just as they do in wine. So sulfite also kill. I don't know. It's the kill yeast. So
Okay.
there's different way to do it. So, but what we're working on a solution to get this in the end of more people. Yeah,
I love that. Do you think there's going to be an education period for depanneur owners because who might not be as familiar with this stuff? Like you have to be like, all right, because I've gone into certain stores, and we all know that New England IPAs, for example, need to be kept in the fridge. Just talk about here in Quebec. I've been into certain stores I can think of, and I've seen like cases of New England IPAs just sitting here on the warm floor, like not in a fridge, and I'm just like, oh man, like, what do you do?
This is a work in progress, I think.
Yeah,
it's been going on for ages, and it's not finished. I think the specialized place, they know this, and they put their IPAs in the fridge. But like the supermarkets, maybe not that much. Not yet.
Not yet.
So yeah, it's
a process. It's going to take time.
Yeah. We are also working on this, so as everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what should be the focus, to make sure that the beer is stored cold and it's drink fresh, instead of just saying you should not do this, it's not safe. We should try to make sure that the distribution process is always cold and all of that. I think that should be the focus right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I feel like this style of beer probably wouldn't end up in supermarkets. I think it'd probably be specialty beer stores who know how to treat the product properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, if we ever distribute this project, I think we'll have to choose our clients
very carefully. Yeah, very carefully. Yeah, I think that was the smart way. I just kind of imagine a Provigo or an IGA or something really understanding the intricacies of a style like this. That and do the right thing.
And because then after you would want the worker, like the people working in the
like the supermarket.
Supermarket, or any specialty stores, you want them to tell to the customer that they need to keep it cold at home also. So
yeah,
like I don't think the cashier would do this. By the way, you just got a smoothie. Hey, keep it cold.
Yeah, right. They're not gonna even. That's a great point. That's a really, really good point. And I think that's exactly why it can't be in an IGA. But
what's funny is like you every day, not every day, but maybe every week, you're buying, let's say, a chicken from IGA or and you got to keep it cold, otherwise you're gonna get sick. So it's pretty much the same with this beer. Like there are people, it's too dangerous. You can't do this. Okay, maybe we should stop selling chicken because people would do chicken tartare. And
so smoothies are the new chicken.
Exactly. You got to treat smoothie as you treat chicken or milk.
Or we should write this on a can.
Yeah.
Treat this as if it were chicken.
Yeah, a little sticker on top of the can. Yo, I love it. I was going to say, I've seen breweries in Ontario. There's one specifically, they put it in the 4-packs, and on top of the 4-pack, there's a big sticker on each one that says something like what to do. They put a card, if they ship it to you, they put a card in the thing to be like, yo, make sure you keep it cold. And when you buy it online, because you can buy online there, unfortunately we can't do that here, but they do that, there's like a checkbox where you have to say, I accept that, and this is 2 different breweries specifically I know of that do this, that says, I accept that these beers must be kept cold at all times and kept in the fridge at my own risk, type of thing.
Oh, so wow. Okay.
They're very... I know we're joking about the chicken thing, but these people actually do it, just not about chickens.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And there's a brewery doing this in Saguenay. It's Opera. They've just started doing some smoothie beer, Opera. And then they've just had like a sticker on top of the can, just to make sure people like sees it and keep it cold.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really creative way to do it.
I think it's smart. I feel like because I see them in those Facebook groups and stuff, and people like posting a picture of their fridges. That's where I've seen them before, like their fridges with the code. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like we all know what you're getting into when you're getting these beers. That there is a minuscule risk that something could go wrong, and sometimes you could just get a bad one, and then something happens, and it's unfortunate. But you know, it just doesn't seem as common. But at the same token, I think it's better that consumers need to be educated, particularly when you go into depths or supermarkets and you see their New England's on the shelves and other styles of beer just in these warm shelves that just should not, there's all this Budweiser and Bud Light and Coors Light and all this stuff in the fridge, but then you've got these New England IPAs sitting on these shelves. Like, I'm like, I know they paid for it, but god damn it, man, like figure it out. Like, it's weird. Yeah. It's a bit
there someday.
I think they will. It's like, it's a new thing for the supermarkets to even have. Like, we're in Milan in Montreal, which is the Limoilou of Montreal. And the supermarket, the main Provigo near us, only recently got a Transbrew little section, and it's not in the fridge. And I've seen, New England IPAs from their various brands and stuff in there. And I've just been like, oh, guys, come on. It's like the fridge is 3 steps away, and you just got it here. I mean, it's not like it's super warm because the supermarkets are usually kind of cool, but still, it's just not optimal. Whenever I go to nah, man, it's not. When you go to Ontario and you go to the LCBOs, I always check the shelves if it's a store that doesn't have a walk-in fridge, and they'll have everything just sitting there. And sometimes I see like big, like full, like 4 or 5 shelves deep with all different brands, all their New England IPAs in this lovely warm shelf. I'm just like, oh fuck. And people just don't know. I've even had people message BAOS, like people from Quebec, and they went to the nearest LCBO in Hawkesbury, Ontario, just over the border. This guy was messaging me the other day, and that particular one has a walk-in fridge, so everything's cold. But I was like, yo, check the dates on the can just in case. And he's like, well, that's at October. So like, cool, that was, So they've got, now you don't have to worry about warm beer, you have to worry about old beer for some of the stuff. So there's a lot of challenges for the store side and then the brewery side to make this work and to get the freshest product to the consumer. It's a lot of work for everybody to do. I wish that we could just have Quebec breweries could just, you could have a La Souche online store and we could just order it and you could just ship direct and we pay you and then you just ship direct to people. It'd just be so much easier.
Yeah, I would like that.
I think it's gonna get there in the next couple of years. I don't know.
Next step.
Well, I mean, they did the growlers, they did cool ships, like cool, all these different things. But like, we were during this quarantine break or whatever. I found there's a law. I think it's a Quebec law from 1928. It's the alcohol law that we go by now. It's literally 100 years old. It's the same law that they abide by, and they won't. And I was like, okay, well, if there's any time that they're going to change the law, it's going to be during a global pandemic when everybody is struggling. Everyone needs as many opportunities to make money. Stop this restriction because it doesn't make any sense. Like Uber Eats, you couldn't buy stuff. Now, if a restaurant wants to, they can sell wine, cocktails, beer on Uber Eats. They've been doing that in Ontario and BC for years. Now they can do that here, but you still can't, go to a website and be like, order and just get some beer shipped to home. It's just
and it's funny how in Quebec, like alcohol it's under a prohibition law. So
from 1928,
if it's not written that you cannot do it, you can do it. But for the alcohol, it's the opposite. So you can only do what's written, what you can do. So
okay.
You can be a rebel or something like that. So you can go against the law. So it's kind of a prohibition because alcohol, it will get people crazy. If you let them drink in the park, everybody's going to be drunk all day in the street, in the park. So yeah,
that's even funnier because you're right. Can you here? You can legally drink in the park. Can you do that there too?
They've just changed the law because of COVID.
Wow. Now we can.
Last summer.
Oh, but you couldn't before this.
No.
Oh, we've always been able to do that. All you got to do is have a little bit of food with you. So if you have
in Montreal,
yeah, man. Like I live
I'm not
literally.
even sure if I think they let people do it. I'm not even sure if it was really legal. I don't know. Yeah, because I lived in Montreal for a while. I'm not sure if it was like something written down that you can do it. I don't know. Maybe.
That's a
I'm not
good
sure.
question. I remember when we first moved, because like my girlfriend's from Toronto and I lived there first. My brother's there. We were always in Ontario a lot. That's why the podcast is kind of half-half. And when we first visited here, people were like, "Yo, you can drink in a park here. It's fine." We're like, "Yo," we were bringing glasses like and bottles of wine, like woo, and we just have like a packet of chips. I remember one time someone came up to us in the park. We just had the chips, but we never even opened them because we just had them there in case the cops come. And someone was like, "Dude, like you can't do that. They have to be open." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And since then, we would just bring like some crackers, a little bit of cheese. You get, those little packs you can buy from the supermarket with some meat and cheese already in it. So you just get that and bring some crack, and that's enough.
The crackers.
Yeah, bro. It's like basically, yeah. And people sit there with cases of beer. They'll come and they'll sit with anything, and no one gives a shit. Like, and I'm pretty sure it's not no one cares because no one cares. I think no one cares because it's legal if you have the food. Like you never see anybody just drinking really without the food. So I'm pretty sure it is.
But illegal. Yeah, in Quebec City, you could not do that. Last summer, they let people do it.
Smart.
Yeah. So
it's
hopefully it's going to stay like that. Yep, sure.
It's the only fun we have, like there's not really many other options right now. So
no, exactly.
As fun as it gets is sitting in the way that it's looking. That's what we were just saying this earlier. We were like, oh, maybe we can go somewhere this summer. Maybe if things get good. We not far, but like driving distance. Maybe we could. Like I want to come back to Quebec City, but I'm like, I don't know now.
Yeah, like, I don't know either. Yeah,
like I was really looking forward to it. To be honest, like I was like, oh, cool. Maybe we can get back and go see you guys and go see a few of the other ones we missed last time, and like, hang out a bit longer and like check out some stuff. And I thought it would be good, but God damn it.
Yeah, same for me. Like there's so many brewery I would like to go and visit that I haven't tried yet. Even in Montreal, like Brewski or new ones that opened maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Now we cannot do that. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because they haven't been open since October, like you were saying. Like it's been a while. So I mean, like, and the funny thing, Brewski and Masorum both don't distro. You have to. The interesting thing about them that they both. You can buy it you can't order online. Like you buy it online and then pick it up. Yeah. So like they'll do drops of the beers. You do the drop, you buy it, and then you just rock up, show your order number, and you pick up the stuff, which is cool. But it's still like it's difficult to get the to get their stuff still.
No, exactly.
I know them both too, and it's super hard to get their stuff. I very rarely would get either of them.
We're working on a collaboration with Brewski. That should
with Derek.
Yeah, that should work. Yeah.
He's the man. That's great. I love that. Yeah, I feel like they've been really they've been really good with collaborating with a lot of different breweries, and they're bringing in like they do like back when you could do it, they did lots of tap takeovers, and they would bring in like guys like you guys and all Quebec City stuff and everything. Which is a big treat for us here, bringing you guys stuff in here. We're like, oh shit, this is sick. It's exciting. So I'm very happy. Can you talk about what you guys are doing with them, or is it a little
it's a bitter. Yeah, nice.
I can see Derek going for that. A bitter with lactose and cheesecake, maybe.
I don't know. Can we talk about this? I'm pretty sure we can at least hint a bit. It should be a sour NEIPA because we usually go into sour beers, and they usually go into NEIPAs. So we just blend
nice little middle ground.
Yeah. So it should be that. It's not 100% guaranteed, but we're still talking about that.
Nice. Yep. That makes me very happy. Because I feel like if based on the way that you guys do this stuff and the way that they do theirs, I think that would be a fantastic collab. Will it be a collab?
Have you opened the last one? Have I missed it?
Nope.
No, we were waiting for you, bro. We would never open a beer without you here. Come on now. We would never do that.
This is a sour IPA.
Yes. Do you want? I'm gonna go grab it. Tell us. I'm gonna pull this out so I can still hear what you're saying. Doing it. Tell me about the beer.
Oh, so this beer was. This was in the beginning, the first trial. It was in Limoilou actually, and we just made a sour version of our American Pale Ale with Cascade and Centennial hops. It did turn out pretty good, but the hop profile wasn't that appropriate with the, I would say, lactic side of the beer. So we updated it to more tropical flavors, and it did it. And we really stick to it, and we really like it. And there is Amarillo, Citra, and Mosaic hops. So all very tropical and citrusy hops. I get a lot of lychee in there, like lychee juice.
Yep.
And passion fruit a bit.
What color is it?
Sorry?
He asked what color.
Too far away, Craig.
Oh, it's light amber.
A light amber.
A light amber?
Yeah.
Okay. Team Roos.
Team Roos?
Yeah, we always joke. We have a Twitter account called Team Lactose because people back before people were getting mad at smoothies, they used to get mad at lactose. So we made a Twitter account called Team Lactose because we just liked any beers with lactose in it because it made me laugh to piss off all the purists. And the joke became, obviously Roos is such a very Quebec style that's kind of like old, I guess, right? And it's not very cool or anything. So like the joke is Team,
Yeah, but this one isn't red.
Is it red? It's a little bit.
Just a tad.
This is cool art, man. Look at that. That's sick.
Yeah, Felix did a very nice job on this one.
Yeah, killed it.
It's very funky.
What does that mean? Crise is it existential crisis.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm French, bro.
The name came from the first time I made it. I bring a glass to one of our bartenders, and he said, "What the hell?" Said, a lot of tastes. That is like an existential crisis. So the name stuck.
I like it. Let me take this last smoothie sip. Can't let it get warm because we know what happens. It'll explode in the glass.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all the internet will be mad.
or your belly.
Right? We'll take it after? Yeah. We get the content as we go. Okay, I see what you mean. It's like a little, like it looks, I don't know if I call it amber necessarily, but let's look at that. That's great. Okay, and it's got Amarillo Citra Mosaic. Okay. What kind of sour? I guess obviously kettle sour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
we usually get it pretty sour also. Like the pH level, like it kind of, it's not always the same, but it can goes down to almost 3.2, 3.3. So yeah, we like it pretty sour. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the average.
Oh, totally.
It has a nice like only the sour wort without the hops. It has a very nice citrusy lemon a bit taste.
Exactly.
And when you had the hops to this, it goes all the way tropical, and with this citrusy background, it's very nice.
Yes, I'm definitely getting that citrus in here. There we go. Is this is this an older recipe that's been around for a while?
Oh yeah, a couple of years. Yep.
Okay.
We were. I would say this was one of the first sour IPA. I don't know
on
who.
the market.
Yeah, I don't know who made the first, but we were in the first.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it got out, like we just canned it or keg it, and like it was 3 years ago, and no kids for me, so I was still doing festival in the summer. And
Right.
yeah, we like every festival we brought this beer. People were like going crazy. It was pretty much like the beginning of the sour IPA trend. It
Right.
didn't cut up that much, sour IPA. I think I like it. Not every people liked it, but yeah, it's pretty much one of our. It's one of the beer we get the most talked about. Like clients really liked it. Retailers, they always ask when is it coming back, because it's always like sells really good. So yeah.
So okay, so it's got West Coast yeast. Is it based on a West Coast IPA? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, like I mentioned in the beginning, the first version of this beer was a sour American Pale Ale, which was with Cascade and Centennial hops. We just upscaled it to more tropical flavors later on, but the yeast and the grain bill stayed.
Okay. This is
Yep.
interesting. I feel like I don't know if I've had like a beer like this in a while. This is interesting as far as like I'm trying to like not categorize it, but like see where I've maybe experienced anything like this before, and it's certainly quite different as far as like with these hops, these are all it's super bright and tropical. I'm not really getting a ton of bitterness or anything like that. The sour,
No,
sour, little
no,
tart,
it's
little
not
tangy.
bitter at all.
No,
Like it kind of tastes like a lemonade, So it's
yeah, lemony. That's what I'm getting. Super citrusy, but there's like a malt vinegary, but light, not the vinegar. Like the malt vinegar, but not the vinegary, like a Flanders red.
mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
wonder
I
if
get what you mean.
no, like it's like instead of vinegar, it's like malt lemon because you're getting the malt from the malt base, like because it's like that West Coast IPA, but instead of that face scrunching tartness from a vinegar, it's more like a pleasant citrusy tartness, but still the maltiness that you would get from that.
I see.
It's super unique. This is super. Like, is there many? Like, is this? Is there many other beers similar to this around that you guys have had?
Nope. One.
That makes sense.
Yeah. À la Feu is making a pretty good sour IPA also that maybe tastes a little bit like this one. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
But,
I was thinking about Grand Bois. They had one also.
Grand Bois.
Yeah.
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 And now we're working with a different recipe of sour IPA at the brewpub. We just we did one couple months ago maybe.
Okay.
Which is called Pile Mail, which is pretty in the same idea of Crise Exisentielle. Pile Mail, I don't know how I would translate this in English. If I would swear, I would say fucked up.
Fucked up, okay. That's dope.
Why?
That's a good name.
So it's a sour NEIPA. So it's a kind of different grain bill, but and people really enjoyed it. We got a line and it got pretty sold out pretty fast. So yeah, that's a style that we like. So that's why we were gonna do probably with brewski. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's kind of like of the black IPA. It was popular for a while, but not as popular as NEIPA or some stuff like that. Some people really dislike sour IPA because, as you said, you can put it in a specific case, specific category. You don't know exactly what you're drinking, but yeah, we think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it makes it interesting when you can't put it in a box and you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what is this? What is this trying to be? What is it supposed to be? What does it need to be? I like that.
The best thing is the black ghost we did.
Yes.
Like a couple weeks back. This was like mind blowing. It was a ghost. Have you had one before?
In New York, yeah. Finback made one.
Okay, so we had just like this basic grain bill, like pills and wheat malt. We had it Galinga roots.
Okay.
You know what is this?
No,
this is
I've never heard of it.
This is like ginger, kind of a ginger-ish thing. It's a Asiatic, and kaffir lime leaves, which are lime and maybe comment on dit citronnelle?
Oh, lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Exactly.
Wow.
And there was a bit of Tasmanian pepper.
Tasmanian pepper.
Yeah, my people. My people.
Yeah. So this was a very flavorful beer, and we added like black malt or kind of black malt. So the beer was black, but you couldn't taste it. So you drank it. If you drank it from the can, you'd
never know.
You'd never know. And if you had it in a glass, you'd say, "Oh, this is black as hell," but you couldn't taste the blackness of it. It was very, very cool.
What was that called?
This was Gauze Visal.
Okay.
We will be releasing it from the distribution in Stoneham in a few weeks.
Nice.
This is a summertime product, yeah.
That sounds perfect.
And this is a collab with a distillery that there's in Limoilou, which is called Stadacone. So they're doing mostly gin. So we've done two products with them. White IPA with their aroma, and then so we're doing so they've like, and their gin is named after colors. So they've got the blue gin, the red gin, and the black gin. So this is the black version. So yeah, that's why we did this one. Yeah.
I love that. The only time I had it was from New York, and that was like 4 years ago, and I've never seen it since. So that's fascinating. You guys were probably the first to do it here.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that though. Like, see, like that's what beer's all about, man. Is just doing that stuff and keeping it fun, and I like it even more so because particularly like Antoine, you're saying that you like is like you guys were both saying if you could only make, you'd only make an English mild or whatever. Like, I know you're joking, but like
bitter.
I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect the mild and the bitter. They're very different. But as someone like if that's really what you like, that means the fact that you're willing to, because we speak to a lot of different people. Some people are like, no, this is all we make. We won't do any crazy shit. So I love that you guys, if you're the owner and the founder and you want to make, English bitters, like, but you'll do the smoothie right here, and you'll do a black goza, and you'll do like. That's cool as shit to me because you don't really have to do that, but even if you're doing this stuff really well, even if it's not really what you want, you're like, all right, let's just make this stuff great. And I love that.
Well, thanks. But in the beginning, there was ever for La Souche, it was a experimentation. So we've always been open to trying new styles and picking the styles and make it our own way. So this is just natural now for us.
Right.
Like, and we had this idea of a black goza, for example, with this distillery called Stadacone. We just talked about it. We said, okay, why not try it black? How could we not do it? So like funky ideas sometimes make very good beer. You just have to try it and dare it, actually.
I love that. I really think that's...
And I think...
Yeah, JC,
yeah,
go for it.
Yeah, La Souche is all about diversity. You know, what we're trying to do is we don't want to do new beer just to do new beer. It's like we really love beer and we love all the style of beer. So we want to make sure if you come to La Souche, you can taste as many different kind of beer that as you could. So that's I think that's why we are always coming with new ideas and beer with as Antoine said, brewed beer and beer with pane in it, different vegetables in it, and anything you can think of. So yeah, so
That's the best beer.
Yeah.
You know what pane is, right?
No, I was like, tell me.
It's parsnip.
Oh, parsnip. Really?
Yeah.
Parsnip beer?
Yeah,
Yep.
with pepper. It's crazy.
What style?
Wheat beer.
A wit with parsnip and pepper. What kind of pepper? Like, is it black pepper? Like grounded, like black pepper?
No, it was green.
Szechuan pepper.
Yes.
Oh,
Szechuan,
like hot
green
peppers.
Szechuan pepper.
Fuck.
Wow. More used as an aromatic. It wasn't hot.
Okay.
And this was like, for me, like crazy. I just love this beer. It's 3% alcohol. It's like really smooth, very. It has a nice mouthfeel, and you can get a very nice aroma of parsnip and pepper.
Jeez. Sounds like a vegetable. Sounds like vegetable juice. No.
Yeah, kind of. But you would be very surprised
At how it comes out.
Yeah,
I'm
the
with it,
wit
bro.
and the yeast. That's cool.
That's super dope. Wow. Honestly, that's one thing I've never ever heard of in. This has got to be close to 300 episodes is parsnip beer.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Challenge accepted. I'll just do it again.
Do it again. I would love to try that. Like as much as like another thing. So we got Team Lactose. Another thing, Team Innovation. I'm all for innovation. Try funky shit. This is the one thing I think some people do get caught up in. No, it needs to be done this way, or it can't be done like this. But you have to keep trying shit. And I love that you guys are willing to do fun, strange, experimental things constantly. Like you said, that's what La Souche is about.
Yep, exactly.
I think it's so important, though. What's the point? With beer, it's beer, man. We're getting drunk. Like, make it fun. I'm sitting here getting drunk. Like, put a parsnip. Fuck yeah. Chuck it in there. Who cares? Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Like the skateboard thing they did.
They put a skateboard in the beer, right? Who was that again?
It's Opera. Yeah.
Opera did that?
Yeah.
And beef, was there a beef or jerky beer?
Yeah, they did beef beer. Yeah.
Jesus. The Opera did all this?
Yep.
Yeah, and crab beer? Did they do
Oh, I had that. Dunham.
Dunham did that?
I had that one. That was weird.
Crab was
Crab bitter
Opera, a collaboration with Saint Pancras. Yeah.
That's
So maybe we know those ones. But Dunham did a collab with Twin Sails in BC, and it was like Bière de Crab. And it was and the owner, Elwa, never even had it. I happened to have a bottle of it. Like my friend in Vancouver sent it to me. And the other weird one, my friend in Vermont is a brewery called Bent Hill, and he does this like Betterave, like a beet beer.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, dude, it tastes like dirt. It was bright. It was the brightest purple color, but it tasted like dirt, and I couldn't drink it. It was disgusting, but it was fascinating because there's so many beets in the beer. I thought that was like crazy. Not for me.
I had a beet beer from Magic Hat in Vermont, Burlington.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago. It was purple. It was an IPA. It was very weird. but not as dirt as you say. But like we did a Belgium triple with beet also.
How was that?
It was amazingly well balanced. It was to my taste very good.
Was it purple? Did you make the color? No.
It was just in between. It was colored, but not that much. So we didn't get that much of a dirt taste. I don't know. I liked it. It was very good.
I like that.
We were planning actually last week to make a sour beet wheat beer.
Okay.
But this was replaced by a small size project for a retailer very near our place. 15th anniversary beer, so we just moved the aromatics, so we don't have the beer now. So
you can bring it back.
This will be back,
and the pasta
with the parsnip. Yeah.
That's mind blowing to me. I've never. I swear to God, like I kind of feel like I've heard it all. But parsnip is so ridiculous. It's awesome. I love ridiculous.
Wait till you taste it. Wait till you taste it, and then you can judge.
Then I can judge.
What's ridiculous? It's seeing me at the top of the fermenter try to get the parsnip puree in the fermenter. That's ridiculous.
You come home and your wife's like, "Dude, why do you smell like parsnip?" I'm like, "Let me tell you. Hear me out."
Let me tell you what I endured today.
Yeah.
Yo,
it worked because the beer is very good. So
it's perfect. Is it a Groot or anything like that, or it's like what style is the parsnip beer?
It's
it could
with
be a Groot.
beer.
Oh fuck, you did
it
say
could
that.
be a Groot. We only have I would say 12 IBUs in there. It's
super low.
Yeah, it's just to say we have some hops in there.
Yeah. Why need hops when you have parsnip?
Exactly. that could be the name of the beer, actually.
I like that.
Nice
Who needs
name.
hops when you have parsnip? I like that. Keep me posted. Keep me posted. Now this is awesome, guys. What do you guys got coming up next? What can people look forward to? What's coming up for the summer? What's happening now?
We just released we are currently releasing our 4 summer beers, I would say. This is the Crise Exisentielle. We just talked about it, the sour IPA.
Yes, sir.
There is a wheat beer with Labrador tea. It's very refreshing, peppery, and citrusy. It's the Stadacona, we called it.
Okay.
The other one is Gose Visal. It's Gose with the first version of the summer will be with it will be blonde with coriander and kaffir lime leaves. Very refreshing. The second one will be a black one, which we talked earlier.
Yes, sir.
And the fourth one is a double IPA West Coast style, which is called a Canardière.
Nice.
Very, very old school and very good. Malty, very malty backbone. Chinook Amarillo hops on the front.
Hell yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff. Let's not forget the smoothies. The smoothies coming.
The smoothies are coming.
The smoothies are coming.
The smoothies are coming. We should hope so. This is a very big challenge, but one step at a time.
I love it. So there's like a whole bunch of fun stuff coming. I mean, you guys have got some serious history up there. Quebec City is really a force to be reckoned with now in beer and craft beer in this province. I'm super impressed, guys. This is awesome. I really appreciate your time. This is fantastic. Super impressed with all of these beers, from barrel aged to some New England in your own way to that fucking insane smoothie and this like really interesting take on the sour IPA. I love it. It's like eclectic and it sounds like from the stuff that you're doing from parsnip beers to black goses and like everything in between, which is gotta be everything.
Eclectic is a good word.
I think eclectic is really what you guys are about. Honestly, both you guys, I really appreciate your time. Do you know what? I realize we have to take the thumbnail for YouTube. Do you want to hold up some beers and I'm going to take a screenshot. It's very important. There we go. Oh, I see what you're doing now. I see. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get. Oh, do you know what I should do? I'm going to get. You guys have got that one. I'm going to get the bottle. How about that? Yeah, we got everything basically between us. You ready?
All right.
Ready? Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous, mate. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Stunning.
You just said mate. It just reminds me of a beer you did, GC. You want to talk about the Skal, mate? Just before we
yeah.
Just before we ended up, we did a beer. It's we've tried different thing with Gvike yeast.
Ooh, okay, nice.
So instead of just doing an IPA, it was kind of a, if you will, a pilsner, but you could do a pilsner like with Gvike yeast. So, but it was a pilsner, but with I can't remember exactly which hops, but it was not Australia, New Zealand hops.
Nice.
So he said we just call it skål, which is mean cheers in Norwegian, and mate for
Obviously.
your home expression. So skål, mate, cheers, mate. So yeah.
That's smart. I love that.
Yeah, we're trying to do some funny names and
funny beer names are the best.
Funny beer names,
it's so important. Beer names can't be too serious because it's beer.
Exactly.
We're all trying. As you said,
we're just getting drunk. So
we're just getting drunk in a really tasty way.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. Boys, right? It's I hope that could work. Boys, honestly, it's a genuine pleasure. You guys are awesome. I'm really glad that we connected and got to do this. Thank you both seriously for hanging out. I know obviously Jason.
See you too, man.
You know, got your kid. I don't want to take too much of all your time. And Antoine, man, you're a champion. This is great. I'm super impressed. I cannot wait to get back to Quebec City. We talk about it all the time. I'm so impressed. I can't wait to come see y'all and actually soak up the vibes. And hopefully in the summer we'll have some sense of chillness that we can safely keep breweries open to the public, at the very least a patio, and
that'd be the best. Just you keep in touch, huh? You reach for us if you are in the neighborhood.
Not even a question. I got your contacts. I can reach you both on there. I'm going to keep in touch. Whatever I can do on this end to promote anything you guys are doing, please let me know. I want to support, man. I really, really love what you guys are doing. I want to make sure we rep out here. Montreal gets a lot of props, but I feel like Quebec City needs to be, people need to know what's going on out there. So whatever we can do to help prop that. And thank you guys for taking the time again. And
thank you.
These beers were exceptional, genuinely, man. Like, it's very, very cool. I'm so stoked we connected. I can't fucking wait to get out. It's beautiful.
Hopefully people can get here this summer. And there's so many breweries you can do just by walk, so you don't even have to take your car.
Right?
Yeah. So
you can park, stay at a hotel, take an Uber around, boom, boom, walk, whatever it needs to be. Right? Super easy. Where can everybody find La Souche online?
The best is lasouche.ca.
Lasouche.ca, everything is there.
That's mainly it, yeah.
And I think it's lasouche_microbrasserie on Instagram as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, I'm not exactly sure on Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook.
The one to know that.
It's on there. If you search for it, you'll find it, guys. It's pretty easy.
Just Google La Souche, you'll find it.
It'll be on there. Yep. So I'm going to wrap this up. Stick around at the end of the call and we'll wrap up. I'm going to wrap it up for the live part and we'll talk after real quick. But guys, everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening. Appreciate y'all. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. Check out the long form audio so you can hear attractive gentlemen like Antoine and JC talk about craft beer every week. We'll be back next Thursday at 9 p.m. We'll see you guys then. Get it in you.